Hello students, in this lesson we're going to talk about life-saving skills. When I say life-saving skills, what do you think of? As you can see, it is about survival skills. But what are these survival skills? What should you do to survive? Suppose that you are in the mountains and the weather is freezing cold. I want you to think of what kinds of survival skills you should have. While you are thinking, let's see some sample pictures. Maybe they can help you find some. Here, there are 4 pictures which show us some solutions to survive, or let's say to stay alive in a challenging condition like freezing weather. Yes, let's see what they are. Well, if you had to survive freezing weather, perhaps you would try to make a fire, as in the picture, build a snow cave, like this, or maybe you might cover yourself with tree branches. And of course, if you got thirsty, you could try to find a stream to drink water from. Can you think of any other survival skills? You may write them on your notebooks. Okay, well, while you are writing, I'm skipping to our student's book. So I want you, when you finished, of course, I want you to open your student's book, page 80. Here you can see some pictures. Here, there are some pictures, 4 pictures. We have just mentioned about them. These are:
make a fire, build a snow cave, cover yourself with branches,
and
drink water from streams.
Yes. So now let's make some simple sentences with these phrases. For instance, we can say, you should make a fire, right? So let's see the sample sentence here. You should make a fire. Now, can you make sentences with others using the sample sentence here? Here you have 3 more phrases to make sentences. Right? So let's check the second one. It is,
you should build a snow cave.
And it's like this. Third one.
You should cover yourself with branches.
Is like this. And the last one.
You should drink water from streams.
Yes. And it is like this. Can you please correct your mistakes if you have any? And then we can skip this exercise. All right. As we have covered all the phrases mentioned in the text that we are going to read, let's look at the second exercise, which is about this story. It says, read the title and look at the pictures in the text. So let's look at the title. It says, TV saved my life. And when we check the pictures, what do you think happens in this story? Well, there are 4 survival skills, and there is a scenery from mountains for sure. And the title is about survival. So there should be something about survival, right? So let's listen to the answer.
A teenager managed to survive in freezing cold weather because he had watched a TV show about it.
Like this, right? So check your answers. Well, since we've understood the main point of the story from here, let's start and finish reading it. Now I want you to look at the pages 80 and 81 to follow the lines while I'm playing the track. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
TV saved my life.
Has anyone ever told you that you watch too much TV? Well, maybe you should tell them about how a 17-year-old American teenager managed to survive, thanks to a TV show. One Sunday morning, 17-year-old Nicholas Joy was skiing with his father at their favorite resort, Sugarloaf Mount in Maine, USA. It was cold and foggy, and Nicholas couldn't see very well, so he missed a turn on the skiing trail and got lost. On Sunday evening, after his father had notified the police, a rescue team started looking for Nicholas. 2 days passed, but they couldn't find him. The temperatures fell to -10 degrees Celsius, and the teams were getting more and more worried. Then, on Tuesday morning, a rescuer on a snowmobile found Nicholas on the edge of the forest. Nicholas was cold and hungry, but he was in good condition. All he wanted was a blanket and a burger to eat. How had Nicholas survived? Well, a few weeks before, he had watched a show on TV about surviving in freezing weather. On the show, the expert had built a snow cave, so Nicholas did the same. The cave protected Nicholas from the freezing winds at night. He also drank water from streams and covered himself with branches at night. These were 2 other tips he had learned from the show. About 100 people had joined the rescue team for Nicholas, and everyone was relieved to hear that he was safe.
This kind of thing is almost like a miracle,
said Sugarloaf general manager of the resort, John Diller. Nicholas spent 1 night in hospital and then went home.
Okay. Before we start exercise 3 for the comprehension questions, I would like to give you some background information about Sugarloaf, which is mentioned in the text. Sugarloaf is a large winter sports resort on Sugarloaf Mountain in the U.S. state of Maine, which is the most northeastern state in the U.S. It has forests, mountains, and a rocky seashore. Just over 1.3 million people live there. So now we can look at the exercise 3. Here, I want you to read the text once more and choose the correct answer according to the text. I'm going to give you some time. All right. So let's check the answers. The first one says Nicholas was skiing on his own, in a large group, or with one other person. Let's see the answer. It says C, with one other person, because it was his father. Okay, it says in the text. Second one, Nicholas got lost because there was a lot of fog, he turned right, or he wasn't wearing glasses. The correct answer is A, because it says it was cold and foggy, and Nicholas couldn't see very well because of fog. So it shows us, right, there was a lot of fog. Third one, when the rescue worker found Nicholas, he was in good health, eating something, in the middle of the forest. The answer is in good health because in the text it says Nicholas was cold and hungry, but he was in good condition. So in good condition means in good health. Last one, from the survival show, Nicholas learned how to build a snow cave, find water to drink, cut branches from a tree. The answer is build a snow cave because it says here he had watched a show on TV about surviving in freezing weather. On the show, the expert had built a snow cave. So he had learned how to build a snow cave from the show. All right. So let's proceed to exercise 4 now. It's about vocabulary here. Okay, there is a press report to be completed, and you need to use the given words to complete it. I'll give you some time, and while you are doing, I'm going to open this page to help you find the meanings of the words easily. So I'm going to wait for a while. Okay, let's start checking your answers. A 17-year-old teen survived freezing weather when he got lost while skiing with his father. Nicholas Joy heard the snowmobile of a member of the what team? Rescue team, of course, and got out of the snow cave he had built. He was in good with the health, it is, same with, yes, condition, but they took him to hospital where doctors said he was healthy and let him go home. What had saved Nicholas' life? It was thanks to tips from a TV show, such as drinking water from is the last one. It's the hardest one, you think. And let's say it's streams and covering himself with branches. Okay, you should please check your answers, correct your mistakes if you have any. All right, so we have already learned the feelings, the adjectives describing feelings. We have these given adjectives here in exercise 6, right? And I want you to look at the exercise to use these adjectives, all right? So the adjectives are excited, afraid, exhausted, worried, and relieved. Now, please read the sentences one by one and complete them by using given adjectives here. Again, when you are completing the exercise, I'm going to show you this page to help you remember the adjectives. And of course, their meanings. Excited, enthusiastic, afraid, scared, exhausted, extremely tired, very tired. It means worried, anxious, relieved, not worried anymore. Okay, relaxed. Okay. Now let's check your answers together. Nicholas was excited. He couldn't wait to go skiing, right? The rescue team were extremely worried when after 2 days there still was no sign of Nicholas. They were worried about him, right? And third one, his dad was afraid they wouldn't find his son alive. Nicholas was exhausted. He had spent 2 days in freezing weather. That's why he was very, very tired. And they felt, the hardest one again, relieved when the rescue team told them they had found their son. All right, so again, if you have any mistakes, please correct them. Okay. So Well, children, as you remember, we have covered, or let's say revised, the past perfect tense before, but we've just done affirmative and the negative forms of past perfect, you remember, right? In this lesson, as you can see on the fifth exercise, we will cover interrogative form of past perfect and the short answers for sure. Here, there is a table. First, I want you to read the table by yourself. There's an interrogative form and there are short answers here. Let's look at exercise 5 for a while. Okay, you know we use had as an auxiliary verb for all the subjects here. It's shown, right? And for both the interrogative form and the short answers, we use the same, right? Okay, if you finished reading the table, let's see it in detail. Okay, so here you can see we form questions, right? The interrogative form by putting had as an assistant verb, right? As an auxiliary verb before the subject. What is the subject? Here, when you see the example here, Ellen is the subject. It says putting had, the auxiliary verb, assistant verb here. And this is what? This is the main verb, okay? So it means to form questions, we should put the subject, here, Ellen is the subject, between the auxiliary verb, assistant verb, and the main verb, okay, which should be past participle. All right, so let's see the example here. The affirmative form of this sentence, you can guess, is Ellen had cleared the table, right? But to form question to interrogative form, we put the auxiliary verb had before the subject, and it becomes had Ellen cleared the table. This is it. That's so simple. And of course, to form short answers, we use yes or no plus subject plus had or hadn't. It depends on your answers, of course. If it is with yes, you should use had. If it is with no, you should use hadn't or had not. Okay? For instance, he had met the boss before? Yes, he had, or no, he hadn't. Okay, so this is negative, this is affirmative, as you can guess. Okay, now that we have revised the usage of interrogative form and the short answers of past perfect, we can go back to exercise 5 to ask and answer questions. Exercise 5, part D, okay? To form interrogatives here, questions, you are supposed to put the verbs in brackets into the past perfect, as it says in this instruction part, okay? So these are the brackets. They have given the subjects here and the main verbs here, okay? You should use past participle form of the verbs, you know, verb 3 form of the verbs, okay? So then, when you finish forming your questions, your interrogative forms, okay, you should use the text to answer the questions, all right? So I'm going to give you some time to finish your questions. Then we will check it together. All right. So let's look at the sample. Okay. It is already done for us. This is the, subject here, it's given, okay, and the main verb, it's given here. So skied is the past participle form of the verb, and we put our auxiliary verb at the very beginning of the sentence, right? And we put it before the subject. You can see, had Nicholas skied before? So it is now interrogative form, all right? So this is the subject, this is the main verb. Let's see. Had his uncle notified? Okay. And this is the subject, this is the main verb. Let's see. Had the temperatures gone up? You know, the third form of go is gone. The rest is the same. Had Nicholas watched, as it is an irregular, it's a regular verb here. TV show about surviving. Okay, and the next one, again, it's the subject, it's the verb. You should decide first if it is regular or irregular. We should know that contact is a regular verb, right? And again, it's the same for the last one. Had lots of people joined the rescue team. Okay, these are our questions. Okay, to answer these questions, you should use the text. Okay, so let's see the example. Had Nico skied before? Yes, he had, because it's written here. Nicholas Joy was skiing with his father at their favorite resort, so that we can understand that they were coming before, right? Had his uncle notified the police after Nicholas got lost? No, he hadn't, because it says after his father had notified the police, not his uncle, his father notified them. Had the temperatures gone up since Nicholas got lost? No, they hadn't. It says 2 days passed. The temperatures fell to -10 centigrade degree. Okay, so not gone up. Had Nicholas watched a TV show about surviving in freezing weather before he went skiing? Yes, he had, right? A few weeks before, he had watched a show on TV about surviving in freezing weather. That's because the title is TV Saved My Life. So a TV show saved his life, right? Had Nicholas contacted his family before they found him? No, he hadn't, right? 2 days passed, but they couldn't find him. So, no, right? Had lots of people joined the rescue team? Yes, they had. We can see in the text, it says about 100 people had joined the rescue team, right? We can understand lots of people joined, right? Okay. So as we finished here, we can go back, and it is time for your assignments, okay? As we have learned all the forms of past perfect and finished our unit, first, before your assignments, I want you to revise some workbook activities, okay? So I'm going to show you the pages that I want you to revise, okay? So from your student's book, first of all, I want you to finish self-check of Unit 5. It is page 83 and 84 here, okay? And from your workbook and grammar book here, for the vocabulary revision, I want you to look at page 35 here, and also 36 here, okay, for the vocabulary practice. And for skills practice, I want you to look at revise page 40 and 41, okay? And also for the grammar practice, you can go to the page 39, okay, here. And also, you can use Grammar Bank, okay? Page 18, 19, 20, and 21 here to revise. It's just for revision, for your information, okay? And also you can use Vocabulary Bank, okay? And page 70, again, it's about vocabulary. All right, these are the pages only for revision, okay? But as an assignment, I want you to look at exercise 7 on page 81. It's a role-playing exercise. Suppose that you are a TV reporter and your partner is Nicholas. Use the text on your book we have just read, okay, as a sample story, and write an interview on TV about his experience using these elements, using the elements mentioned here in functions box, okay? I want you to write an interview on TV about the story. Don't forget, you need to suppose yourself, think yourself, imagine yourself a TV reporter and your partner is Nicholas. So you can benefit from the text, use the story that we have just read to complete your assignment. All right? So, of course, your assignments will also be emailed to you via Google Classroom. So this is the end of our session today. See you in the next lesson. Have a nice